it's Dr. Dawn DeLalee, and we're here again for another answer to your burning questions. So this week, I have a question from Yolanda, and Yolanda writes, "Why is my butt fat so hard to lose and reshape? Seriously, it's been a lifelong issue. People are adding ass, and I'm looking for a way to donate or implant some of mine." So, Yolanda, first of all, thank you for the question, and thank you for the pictures that came along with your questions. Really, really love the gold turban. So, to get into an answer to this question, I want to acknowledge that I totally understand how frustrating it is when we start making positive changes in our life to get healthy, to get in shape, to really feel fantastic. And then we have those resistant places, those parts of us that just don't want to come along as quickly as some other parts of us. What I want to let you know, Yolanda, and any other women who may be experiencing this is normal. This is actually something that we all face. The first areas that our body is likely to gain weight tend to be the last places that we lose weight. And that can be frustrating for some of us. And so while there is no good answer to how do I lose my butt fat, because it could be hormonal, it could be genetics, it could be just the way that your body's built from life experience. You know, I was a soccer player for 20 years, so there's not much that I can do to change the fact that my glutes and my quads are round in proportion to my upper body. What I have learned to do instead, and what I want to encourage you and everybody listening to do, is to start to embrace your natural shape, right? And I know that this can be a difficult process, but you're here to love the body that you live in, not necessarily to reshape every single aspect of it. What I can promise you is that as you begin to love your body more and more and truly come to peace with this is what it is, this is the body that I live in, and it is so amazing, it can actually open the door for your body to start to shape shift on its own. Really miraculous things can happen. But I want to warn you, if you go into this process and say, okay, well, I'm going to start loving my body so that my thighs start to melt. I'm going to start loving my body so that my butt fades away. Your body's smarter than that. Your body's going to actually know this is a trick. She's pretending, she's faking. So what I want you to start playing with is an exercise that has absolutely transformed my relationship to my body. I learned it from Mark David. It's called mirror work. So what you do, if you're experimenting with mirror work, is you actually just stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself every single day. You'll do this for about 2 minutes, right? So maybe you'll start off fully clothed, and that might be the edge of your comfort zone, just to look at yourself, to notice all of the times that you want to divert eye contact, to notice all of the times that you don't want to look at yourself at all or any part of your body, and simply sit with it. So you're not here to look at yourself and say, oh, wow, I'm so beautiful, when your subconscious mind is saying, no, that's not true. Your job is to simply observe. Your job is to simply notice and to be with yourself. So as you can practice simply being with yourself, I want you to start to up the ante. So maybe you start off fully clothed and then you move into a nightgown. Maybe you move into a bra and panties. Eventually you want to make your way into standing in your full naked form in front of the mirror and simply be with yourself. This is a time for you to notice, how do I talk to myself? What do I notice? What do I look at? What can I not look at? And how can I find a little bit more compassion, a little bit more acceptance for those areas that I'm wanting to avoid? And what I mean find a little bit more acceptance, I mean, could you love your body like you love a child? You know, I talk a lot about my 5-year-old son, and he's really good at pushing my buttons, right? And he's a 5-year-old, and I love him. And sometimes there are some things about him that I don't necessarily like in the moment. Sometimes he's talking back, sometimes he's tired and cranky, sometimes he has his own agenda that's not as convenient for me as I'd like it to be. And I can look at him and say to myself, you know, there are parts of you that I would appreciate being different. And there's nothing that you could ever do that would make me not love you. And I would love to have you look at your body and feel like, well, you know what, maybe there are some parts of me that I wish looked a little bit different. And I love you. I love this body, and I feel so grateful for this body. And butt fat or not, it is what I is, and I'm going to embrace it. I am going to embrace all that I am, and everything about myself, and I'm going to celebrate it. And when you stop berating yourself, when you stop focusing on those parts of you that you don't like, then your attention will naturally move towards the parts of you that you do like, the parts of you that you want to celebrate. And as our attention becomes more and more favorable, more positive, more loving, then our body can actually shift in the most amazing ways. You may be surprised at how quickly your body transforms just because you start to focus more and more on loving energy on the parts of you that you otherwise had trouble accepting. So, Yolanda, I would love to hear back from you because I know that this was a big question and I want to know how much this information was useful, or if you want to take this conversation deeper. For the rest of you, I want to say if this answer was helpful, then share it with your friends and invite others to ask their own questions, and we'll answer them all.